Hi there, I have a channeled message for you, and I trust that this found you at the right time. And I'm just going to get straight into the cards here. But you may have been seeing a lot of fours, getting like 4 energy, or 7s, or the number 59 might be relevant to you. I'm just getting saving. Like you might be trying to save money for something to do with your home. I allow my higher self to speak through me now. Who am I talking to? I feel like you're trying to get away with doing things the same way, even though there's a lack of balance here. Lovers in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Like something's not in balance. And I feel like you know this and you're trying to get away with doing something maybe mentally like the same, maybe you're employing the same mental patterns as you usually would. And maybe, so it's like you feel like stuck in a cycle because you don't want to change the way you're doing things. I'm still getting finance. There's no pentacles in that spread, but I'm getting, this might have something to do with money. You could be trying to get away with doing things the same way that you've always done. So this is the situation here. And it's like, it's the alternative to this will lead to financial stability, like the ultimate security for you in letting go of this attachment if you can do things in a different way. It's like you might be it's like you're waiting for something to come in, but it's not. It needs more thought, I'm getting, and more planning. Planning that's going to come more intuitively. Making the choice to do things in a different way. And that different way might be it's just a different perspective I'm getting that you're not used to. I need more information, like can I just get straight into like what would this different perspective be? It's like you know that something different is needed, but you're not sure what it is. Queen of Wands. Creativity. I think you're a creative person. But maybe I'm getting like self-worth issues. Like you've been told that your creativity is like, yeah, I just get like, yeah, amazing. So Hangman, so that's that different perspective, and then the Hierophant in reverse. So I'm totally getting like, in the past, like there's this messaging that can occur in our societal machine that is like, work is one thing, like you can go and do your 9 to 5. And then on the weekends we can be creative. Like on the weekends we can have fun and make music and do our paintings and have these hobbies. But you know, we have to go back to work. Like, so you might be juggling you might be juggling different, like trying to make something work and having to work a normal job. But it's like you need to really lean into this creativity, because that's actually what's gonna lead into your abundance. But it's like maybe when you pursue these creative goals that you have, you're still doing it in such a logical way. I'm just getting rigid. And yeah, like past programming, I'm just getting that so heavy. And this is going to take a unique creative approach that you have it in you. Like you are a creative person. So it's almost like you're reconnecting with that part of yourself and getting that spark back. It's like you don't have that spark currently. It's like something's trying to stamp it out, but it's in there. And it's like that previously, that creative spark you may not have been able to find the correspondence and the link between that creative spark and finances before, because you're so busy having to do the normal thing that you've been trained to do, and the creative stuff's always being done on the side. But that's actually the key here, I'm getting, to your abundance, physical abundance and feeling safe and secure. Just want some moon cards. I love, yeah, see, balance, spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces, new moon eclipse, expect powerful change. And it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. So like it's just past programming and probably a lot of negative self-talk. I would be very careful about telling people about your plans and the moves you're making. Like I would just say what is absolutely necessary, and you may need to get, like I'm getting like a team of people to make this vision for yourself happen and alleviate some of this creative work. But don't go telling the people from your past that have like reinforced these old beliefs about work. Don't go telling them about what you're doing, or just keep, like, if they ask you and it's you get like a positive energy about it, like you feel like called to share it, then yes. But don't go like looking for validation from these people. Don't go to them and say, hey, like I'm trying this new thing and I'm really going to lean into my creativity, because like if you're at a certain vibration, you're going to get what you want in the end. But don't let them plant those little seeds of doubt. There's a lot of subconscious things that happen. I just would not say more than what is necessary. But you definitely want to keep doing the practical things. Like I was saying before, I feel like you're trying to save money. So keep going and don't give up, and do what you have to do in the practical. And if you are working like a 9 to 5, don't just like quit your job, but have faith that like you will be guided maybe sooner than you think to start doing things in a different way. Because this new moon eclipse is like expect powerful change too. So, sorry, expect powerful change there. So it is going to happen with this new perspective. Like, and I always say like you're co-creating with spirit, and even just I'm getting big like throat chakra energy too. Like use the throat in a different way. Like don't go looking for validation in the 3D with people who tell you these old stories, but use the throat chakra to connect more with source and your higher self, and like declare that you have source energy flowing through you, and declare that you allow your higher self to guide you and to speak through you and to do what's necessary. And if you use the throat chakra like that, I think it's going to help you a lot. This Taurus rules the throat, and it's the opposite of this full moon in Scorpio. So it's like if we're now at a climactic point, or a climax with this full moon in Scorpio, and we're ready to let it go, then an opposite perspective is needed. I'm getting slow down with this card too. 8 of Wands in reverse. Like, don't move too quick because it's going to lead to heartbreak. And I know the World in reverse came out earlier. So there is a cycle that like could potentially be repeated here. Can I get more information on like what this cycle is that might be repeated? I looked again at the Hierophant, but my brain just flipped it upright. It's still on the table, so it's like the cycle is just the same way of doing things. I'm getting having to defend yourself constantly. And the Tower. So it's like, it's this constant, like, probably what you're doing is not emotionally sustainable, so it just like falls apart in, it's, you know what it is, it's like, that spark goes, like, that's what the Tower is here. I'm getting like, you're having to defend yourself from these people using this wand, and then you with this lack of the different perspective, like it can get to you. I'm just getting it like it gets to you, and it sort of beats you down and makes you depressed, and then the spark goes, and then we do it all over again, and you lose hope. This could be you. If the message doesn't resonate, that's fine. And this might not be for you, but that's a pretty clear message I feel there. It's like a different perspective is needed. Reclaim that spark, and the spark is the key to your financial stability. Don't move too quick with it, but have faith that you are moving into a new phase in your life where you are going to get what you want, but it's time to release the old way of doing things that everyone told you how to do things, and like the negativity that like just pulls you back down to their level. It's just time to release the negativity and have more faith and expect powerful change. That's totally what I'm getting here. And I get some like some more like practical steps that can be taken here to reclaim that spark. How do we get that spark back and nurture the spark so it can burn like a strong flame? How can we get that spark back? Okay. So I'm just getting slow, like move slow again. And like it's, your emotions are connected to this again here with the Queen of Cups. Like, this is an emotional endeavor. And there might be old wounds that just need to be not like dealt, like you need to deal with it, but it will just be through time. And just time does a lot to heal this kind of wounding. So just sitting in these emotions is going to be a good thing for you, because it's going to give you these insights. Like, it doesn't seem like the most practical like action to take, but sitting in the emotions and just being still with it, like your intuitive guidance systems will start to reveal more answers to you, I'm getting. And you are actually really close to having some sort of like a breakthrough, I'm getting. Like things will start to fall into place. It's just going to take time. I'm getting like it's just going to take time. And I feel like you know that it's going to work. Because you're an intuitive person and you are a creative person. And I'm just getting like, you're not going to be stopped. Like this has been like a lifelong battle for some of you. And like, you're just not going to quit. Like that spark never fully dies. You just are relentless. I'm just getting like, you're absolutely relentless. And you will not take no for an answer. And sometimes these old patterns and these old people's stories will get to you, but you're never going to stop. More practical steps. Hangman again. Different perspective. Page of Pentacles and the Empress in reverse. Maybe just doing stuff is going to help you too, like just doing the creative stuff without worrying too much about the outcome here. Like I was saying before, like balance the practical and the spiritual and keep doing what you've got to do in the practical. But when it comes to the creative stuff, just do it. Just do stuff that makes you feel good and is going to like keep that fire burning. Just take action. And like don't like, I feel like rest is needed too, but like just do the creative stuff. And it's gonna take like as you take action towards the creative stuff, it will grow. But it's like if you don't take action towards it, don't leave it for too long. Like don't leave it for like a week and go a week without doing anything, because you just fall back into the mundane. But when I say that, I mean like you don't need to do 2 or 3 hours a day to feel like you're doing something. Like I'm just getting show up every day. Like even if you don't want to do a lot, just sit down and do 5 minutes. And just like even tell yourself that, okay, for the next, if you're having trouble like taking action towards this creative stuff, like just tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna sit down every single day, maybe at the same time would be good, but for like a minimum of 10 minutes. Even if you have less time and you're time poor, then it can be less. But most of us have 10 minutes a day to do stuff. You might have to sacrifice something else. But what I'm getting at is like, if you just do that 10 minutes, at the end of the 10 minutes, you can stop if you really want. But I find that a lot of the time you'll just keep going because you've started, and like starting can be the hardest bit. Like it can be that point of resistance. But if you just start and do the 10 minutes, you might find that you then will be like sitting and like playing your piano for like half an hour, or you might just get lost in the painting that you're doing or the graphic art or something. I'm getting Temperance in reverse. Okay, more information on that card. The Sun. Defending yourself again. Yeah, so it's like there's things that are taking away your time, and you need this. I feel like this is reinforcing that you need to create that time for yourself, and it doesn't have to be a lot of time, but like just that 10 minutes a day is going to lead to you like feeling the warmth again and the spark, and like just feeling warm about what you're doing. And you'll start to see results too, I'm getting, and you'll start to celebrate this new thing because you're taking like consistent action towards it. Maybe like don't, like with the Three of Swords coming out earlier, like process the emotions and sit in them in like a meditation and just keep moving through that process. But when you're doing the creative stuff, don't let this old emotional baggage like hold you back. Just know that you're working through it. Just be this kid on the horse, like just just like be out in the sun, just bathing in your creative warmth, and let the emotions figure themselves out, like through meditation, is what I'm getting. I love these moon cards, so I'm just going to pull a couple more. This, you may just want freedom, I'm getting. Like whoever's watching this, I just feel like you really just want to be free to doing creative things, because you're just such a creative person. And this old paradigm in your life is like so not fulfilling, and it traps you because it doesn't agree. It's not who you are. It's time to take action. A new romantic cycle begins. A time to give rather than take. Interesting. New moon in Virgo. Meditate and contemplate on the bottom. New moon in Pisces. So like I was saying, like sitting in meditation and dealing with these emotions is a big part of this. But then outside of that, like once you've, like that's a process in itself. And then creatively, and this romantic cycle could just be like, finally you're doing work that's like fulfilling to you. And it's time to take action towards that. And maybe like, okay, so I'm getting like, don't forget like this creative thing is doing, like it does a lot for you because it fulfills you and it's what you're here to do. So look at the flip side of that. Like think about what this thing that you do, whatever this creative project or passion that you have, like I want you to like really think about what that gives to the world. So yeah, it fulfills you, which is needed here. I feel like we all should be fulfilled in what we're doing, and we all have something that we're here to do. But I also want you to think about what it does for everyone else when you do that. And maybe the old programming has told you that like you might be selfish for like trying to be a musician or a YouTube person. But it's not true. Like when you're fully in your, like when you're living your purpose and being your authentic self and doing what you feel like you're called to do in this world, it does so much for the people around you. It inspires them, and it's also an act of service. Like you're not doing something that you're not meant to do, and could be like doing it half in, half out. It's like if you go all in and bring this art into the world, like people are meant to see it, and that is an act of service. And it's like you need to think about that and really internalize that, because this story that like your art is not needed, that story's got to go. Because I feel like your art needs to be in the world, and like the world needs your art. And like when you act creatively from that place, you're serving people. And just you need to internalize that. Like that's, I think there's really something here with that. Because it's gonna flip this whole story you have about your creative endeavors. I'm getting like it's gonna flip the whole thing on its head, and you're gonna realize why you need to do this, not just for you. Like you need to think about why you need to do this creative stuff for the world, because the world needs it. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna pull like a animal spirit oracle card pre-shuffled, and then I'm gonna leave the reading there. So Hawk Spirit in reverse, number 32. Let Spirit be your guide in the reverse position. I'm just going to read the message here. Funny, eh? Are you noticing red flags? Perhaps saying to yourself, oh, what pretty flags, and giving them no more thought? Hawk Spirit has arrived to tell you to stop and listen to the messages from Spirit. Take the time to observe the patterns you are seeing, and do not dismiss your intuition, even if the messages you receive are not supported by evidence in the physical world. If it feels illogical to listen right now, listen anyway. Sometimes you might want certain signs and messages to mean what you want them to mean, interpreting through the lens of wishful thinking, a projection of your desire to see things a certain way. Of course, when you do that, you rarely find yourself where you want to be. Take heart. Spirit loves you so much and does not want you to get hurt, but to align with Spirit's plan for your highest good. Listen and follow the signs, and check your motives when you are being selective with your hearing. Sit with that. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me, and I will see you in the next one.